Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a quick video about two-factor or multi-factor authentication for your Bethesda account. If you have not enabled this and you are familiar with two-factor authentication, I highly recommend you do that. I was reading today on Reddit that someone's account got hacked and they won't give his account back to him because they don't think it's him and all that nonsense, right? So it does get tricky to sometimes, and sometimes you can't even recover your account. So disclaimer, if you're not familiar with two-factor authentication, don't enable this unless you are familiar with it. Go do your research, go watch some YouTube videos, go and maybe sit down with some friends or family how to do that. I do not want you to enable it and then you come back here and say, well, I enabled it and now my account's locked and it's your fault, right? So hopefully most people are familiar with two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. You use it on your Google accounts and your bank accounts, things like that. If you are, there are two apps that jump out at me. There's actually more than two, but you find a lot of the banking apps now have their own two-factor authentication stuff built in. But the ones that jump out are the Google Authenticator, which I don't particularly like because it's tied to a single device. So if you lose that device or someone steals it, then you lose all your codes unless you have some backup codes, which you always should save. If you are using a Google Authentication, make sure that you actually save those backup codes somewhere and you know where they are and they're valid, right? So always have multiple ways to authenticate. I think Google's pretty good. They use email addresses and phone numbers and things like that. So. But if you come to Bethesda, there is a section here called Enhanced Security on your right-hand tab. Yeah, I haven't got the whole screen there just because I don't want you to see what my username is. But come here, click on that, and you'll get a screen like this. It's probably going to say disabled. Come here and enable it. It's going to ask you for, to enable, I think it asks you for a phone number, and then of course it asks you to take scan your QR code via your app that you use. So if you're using Google Authenticator or Authy is the one I'd recommend, because the nice thing about Authy is it allows you to run the same app on multiple devices, like your desktop, on your phone, on your iPad, on your devices, which is kind of neat, right? Both of them are really well renowned and used, so I don't think one's better than the other. We can argue that Authy uses the cloud and stuff like that, but most of the stuff's pretty good in terms of security. So anyway, like I said, do your research, come enable it, make sure you enable your account. And just quickly, yeah, this is the Authy. Go to authy.com and then it'll tell you whatever your devices are that you can actually enable that on. So, but do enable it, because yeah, I didn't have mine enabled, and this is just a good reminder that, you know, if you're playing games like GT Online and Bethesda games, to make sure that your account has the right security around it and all your other accounts, right? So yeah, hope you found that helpful. If you did, hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.